Last year, my dad and I set out on a trip that turned into so much more than we ever expected. It all started in Iowa, where our journey really began. While we were there, we attended a few events and made several meaningful stops along our way. One of our first stops was the Ertl Toy Museum. Since my dad collected tractors as a kid, this stop meant a ton to him. Walking through the museum, seeing all the tractors and classic toys, and taking pictures felt like stepping back into a part of his childhood. After that, we visited the Field of Dreams. Standing on the field and seeing it in person was something very special to us. It was quiet, simple, and iconic, and it was one of those places you've heard about forever but never expected to stand in. Still in Iowa, we stopped at a few train stops and got a Athearn Union Pacific DD40X, which ended up being our best purchase of our entire trip and quickly became our highlight of our train layout. Before wrapping up our time in Iowa, we made one last must-do stop at one of my dad's favorite places to eat, Taylor's Maid-Rite. It was the perfect way to end that part of our trip. Good food, a chance to relax, and time to talk before heading back out on the road. From there, we headed toward Milwaukee, one of the biggest destinations of our trip. Milwaukee was packed with highlights. We planned to visit several more model train stores, including the Walthers store. But for the closed for the week of July 4th, which was a big bummer. Even so, that did not slow us down. We visited other stores around the area, and we were having so much fun that we forgot to take pictures in front of them. One store we definitely didn't forget was Hiawatha Hobbies. It quickly became one of our favorite stores of our entire trip. We spent a lot of time there, picked up a ton of track and supplies, and took a picture in front of the store to remember it. While we were there in Milwaukee, we also visited the Milwaukee County Zoo. Conveniently, there was a cool train there, and of course, we had to ride it. It was a fun break from the road and fit perfectly with the theme of our trip. After Milwaukee, we continued on to St. Louis, Missouri, where we stayed overnight and got the chance to see the Gateway Arch. Seeing it in person was incredible and made for some great photos. That stop also came with the funniest moments of the whole trip, trying to cook steaks in the hotel room. It didn't take long before the rooms filled with smoke, and we realized we were way too close to setting the alarms off. So we headed out to the Grill instead, which is still one of the stories we laugh about. From St. Louis, we headed down to Branson, and this is where the trip really slowed down. It's in the best way possible, and gave us time to take everything in. Branson had a completely different feel compared to the rest of the trip, and we loved it. One of our first stops was the Titanic Museum. Just walking up to the huge building was impressive. Once we stepped inside, it felt like stepping back in time. We spent a long time moving through the exhibits, reading the stories, and seeing artifacts. That made the history feel real instead of something you just read about. Later on, we went to Dolly Parton's Stampede, and the mood completely changed, in the best way. From the moment we walked in, there was energy everywhere. The arena, the music, the food, and the crowd made it feel like a full event. The performance, the horses, and the non-stop action kept things exciting from start to finish over the night. Trying to capture everything we could, even though it's one of those experiences that's better to see in person. By the time the show wrapped up, we thought the day was over. But Branson had one more surprise for us. That night, fireworks started going off literally in the parking lot outside of our window. We just stood there watching as the sky lit up in front of us. It was insane, completely expected, and the perfect way to end our time in Branson. After that, we finally headed back home to good old Texas. By the end of the trip, we had hundreds of photos, countless stories, and a train layout that meant more than we could ever have hoped for. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm B with D&B's Project Garage, and I'll see you guys on the next one.